player comes to us from Austria. It's Miss Jasmin Ouschan. And her opponent from Bulgaria, it's Miss Kristina Zlateva. And over here on table 2, we're waiting for one player. Table 1, you can let for the break. Good luck. Let's give them a little hand.
All right, welcome everyone to the 2025 Women's World 8-Ball Championships at ONEIDA Casino and Hotel. This is Lonnie Fox Raymond. I've got a special guest probably popping in the booth here at any minute, but as for now, we've got a fantastic Final 8 matchup. This is single elimination. Jasmine Ouschan versus the Slayer, Kristina Zlateva.
We are set for our last quarterfinal to go off over here on table number 2.
All right, so we got the Town Max Rack is the official rack sponsor here for the World Championships. And we've got our referee racking the balls for the ladies. They are playing on Olhausen Pro Tournament tables. Debuted at this event with flush pockets, 4.5-inch standard WPA rules on the pocket size, Simonis cloth, and Aramith TV Pro Cup balls. Both of these ladies have had excellent matches leading up into this point. Kristina Zlateva just came off a Hill thriller with Soa. Kristina Zlateva has won the lag. She will be breaking first. This is an alternate break, race to 8.
Hello.
All right, we got Mika Imminent jumping in the booth with us.
Just in the nick of time.
Yeah, he was running through to get back here.
Just in time for the first break. And we see a ball go in.
Yeah, so I don't know if you were in the room or not for Kristina's last round, but she grind.
What a grind. And I know she was in the lead at some point,
Yep.
like 5-3, but then, no.
But
So
Soa
she
came back.
Yeah.
And then Kristina got to the hill first and scratched on the ball before the 8 to win.
No.
And then it went hill, all the dramas.
Oh, wow. So that's one of those things. That's she's shown some survival instinct in this tournament, and that's always one of those matches that can help carry you along the way, because you felt all the pressure.
Absolutely.
And it's all it's all a win from here, because you felt like maybe you already lost the match.
Yeah, absolutely. And she battled through a lot of great matches yesterday as well. So I expect a nice performance from Kristina.
A lot of character building stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Had a great
She's got
match.
a nice pattern here.
She does.
Like I feel like she's gonna make 13 and then 12 and then get rid of the 14 and come across, and just got a nice opportunity here. But you want to get rid of the 14 as soon as you can, because there's not a lot of positional value in that one. But I feel like she's gonna play for it now. Come to the center of the table, and then she can play the position from the 11 to the 10.
Right, so Zlateva is a Mez-sponsored player.
Yeah.
Nice to see her out here representing the brand.
Definitely.
Good representative. She's an Olhausen-sponsored player as well. So this is the last Olhausen-sponsored player still in this event.
That's cool. She's got her jersey and all that stuff. Logos are
on point.
Yeah, that's a good looking jersey as well. First time I see it, actually. But Olhausen, they're making great efforts to promoting their brand and coming up strong in the women's events, right?
Absolutely. They're right back in the mix of things, trying to bring all the support back to the ladies of the game, and we're so grateful to have them part of this.
Yeah. And it's a good looking table. This is the new one they just launched, right?
It is. It's beautiful. I love the flush pockets.
Look at this position.
She hit
Beautiful.
it. Yeah.
I should just play
Fantastic.
a little draw and play that in the side. And just use the tangent line. Just a soft draw. Just avoid getting anywhere near the 3. That's beautiful. Control.
All right, a
Well,
nice break and run by
wow.
Kristina
I mean,
Zlateva to start the set.
Way to set the tone. I mean, that's just making a statement here.
Well played. All right, this layer 1-0 over Jasmine Ouschan.
It's always nice to come out of the gate strong.
Yeah, I think it gives you a little confidence leading into the match right out of the gate.
Right? Puts pressure on Jasmine.
Mhm.
Like, you know, the break's going to be important. She needs to reply.
I think at this point in the tournament, the girls are finally starting to figure out. I've noticed that there's been some struggles with the break, but I think at this point the ladies are definitely starting to figure that out.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a lot more nice break and runs from this point on in the event.
Yeah. It's a testament getting this far into the event. You're probably stringing a few racks together here and there. Jasmine's often straight, almost dead center. And let's monitor those balls behind the 6. You know, the 2 balls behind the 6. They're going to be trekking towards the side pocket. 2 and the 14. Well, they both went in.
Well, she made them both.
Oh, no, wait. The 2 didn't go. It got kissed, but the 14 did go in. That was a good break.
Yeah, the 10 ball
Very
ended
controlled.
up finding its way into the left side.
Yeah, that was a solid break, and you know, there's not. I think after you get rid, you know, first shot is like not even that super tricky, but I feel like she's gonna have to be. She's forced to take the solids here, which is not terrible. I mean, the 2 and 5 are a little tricky.
Yeah, but if she gets to the 5, it's kind of almost a given.
Yeah.
She's going to get inside the window of the 2.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know if she can. I mean, the sooner you get to that, the better.
Right.
I feel like you don't want to leave them for last. And that's what she's doing here. She's trying to get to it ASAP. And it looks like the 5 goes. So that's definitely a win. And she can just go into the 13 and play the 2 after. So that's nice. Smart of her to get to this position early on. And then she could use the other balls downtown to get rid of the rest of the rack. I feel like she's going to play position on the 7 now.
So you think she'll go get to
I
the
mean,
7 now?
7 offers the positional value for the 8 and the side if you want to leave it last. But I don't know. It's just not my favorite thing to do, to leave something.
With the ball so close
with
to
the
it
balls,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she could just like get rid of the 7. It's just I think maybe she is leaving it. You know, it's not terrible. As long as you have a little angle on the 7, you know, get out of the rail for the 8. So you know, I think that's what she's doing. So
Yeah, because ultimately, if she got rid of the 7, she could have used the 4 or the 6 to get positional to the 8.
yeah,
So that's where 8 ball can be so interesting, because so many shots are preference, right?
right.
And sometimes you have to reevaluate. Sometimes every shot you're reevaluating.
Right. It's just the multitude of options that makes it exponentially difficult to like really set into a decision. But once you see a good pattern and you know you keep your position play intact, you know you can go for it. And I feel like she's playing the positions that she wants now, and she's totally, you know, in command of the cue ball. And this would be like an ideal position if she got back to where she is now for the 7. Just you want to get off the rail, shooting the 8. So not sure if she wants to like stun and use the back rail and just come up. But let's see if she can get back to that position. That's pretty much it. Nice, you just float it in. Might not even touch the 11.
Well played, good speed.
Yeah, perfect.
It's out nicely for the 8 in the side pocket.
So we have another break and run.
Hold and serve over here.
Yeah, strong.
All right, 1-1. Jasmin Ouschan from Austria versus Kristina Zlateva from Bulgaria.
High quality.
Yeah. So these ladies are on a mandatory 40-second shot clock with 1 40-second extension per rack. They do get 60 seconds after the break.
Fair enough. I think that's a good shot clock. Not too long, not too short. Enough time to like, not get too rattled, but keep the pace still.
I think at the beginning of the event, you were seeing some of the ladies when they're first getting started, because 8-ball is not a primary game for some of these ladies.
Yeah.
And you were seeing them use all of the 40 seconds.
They're really like, especially, I mean, if you don't play 8-ball all the time, some of the pattern recognition, it takes time, and then as you go along, you might get really into it, in the course of the event. But I do like 8-ball, but it takes like, if you haven't played in a while, it takes like a week to really get into certain patterns, But if you have a straight ball background, it really helps.
Absolutely.
8-ball patterns. So you just see the connections,
Look at the difference in the break style there, Mika.
Yeah.
Kristina was off center, looking as though she put a little spin on the cue ball, a little more pop stroke.
This is interesting because, the stripes are good, but also like, the solid, if you can make that 5 off the 15 into the side, the solids are not that bad either. But I don't know if she is comfortable with that, or if it's, it's not a terrible shot, but I feel maybe stripes are a little safer. But you got to come with maybe a long shot first
start,
or the thin cut and going into the 14. I don't know if I like that. But since, you have a lot of insurance positions available, let's just see where the 14 lands. Oh, she didn't even have to touch any of that.
She touched nothing.
That's kind of nice.
And actually landed really well if she chooses to shoot the 10 right now.
This is really good. I like this pattern. And she had 10, 14, 12, 13, 15, 8. That's a good, leave the side pocket for your last shot before the 8. That's kind of nice. She's just going to have an automatic nice angle on the 13 after she plays the 12. But look at this. Oh, my dear. She just... The bridge shot wasn't handled well there, and what an opportunity lost. But, like...
How is that a foul? What happened?
No, she on the way when she touched the 2, on the way when she took the bridge off.
That's what the whole thing was.
I'm assuming that maybe she was rattled, missing the ball, and kind of lost focus. But does Jasmine have a shot on the 7 here? Does it go off the 10 into the corner?
A different look.
Yeah, it's got some space. I mean, it's not a massive space. You have to be careful. But
good look at the Olhausen overhead view.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, this is an opportunity for Jasmine. I don't know. We'll see if she plays the 5 off the 15 eventually, like I was suggesting earlier. I think it's fairly makeable.
I wonder if she could.
But
Can
she
she?
wants to get
What if
to
she
it pretty
doesn't
quick.
roll it in off the 15? Can do you
She
think
could
she
also
can roll
like.
that into the
She
pocket?
could also. She has the 2 balls. She can go into the. She can go in between those balls, right now,
It's looking
and
like
then
that
open
might
up the
be what
5.
she's doing.
Yeah, you got to put like a power draw on it, and then she can get perfect shape on the 5. I feel. It's pretty risk-free because you're still gonna have a position on the 4, no matter what. You can open up that 5.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nicely done.
So this is all ball fouls. The referee will be watching closely. No hair, no piece of clothing.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Nothing can
I'm a little
touch.
shocked that Christina missed that shot with the bridge.
All right. So it looks like she's going to go back across for the. She's going for the 1 next, leaving the pink 4 for last.
Possibly. I mean, you could also take the 4.
Yeah.
Depends. You know, yeah, she's definitely doing the 1 first, and then she can go up and down. She can leave it angle. Doesn't really matter. She's gonna have a really nice position for the 4 on the side. I feel like sometimes you're better off leaving an angle instead of trying to get it perfect. It's better to underrun it than overrun it.
Yeah, fair. So did you happen to get to see Jasmine's Dancing with the Stars?
I did see some of it. It was quite
Impressive,
remarkable.
wasn't it?
Yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah, she didn't win, but she got second.
But no, yeah, it was amazing.
Pretty
Still,
impressive.
I mean, I was really floored. It was cool.
It was cool. All right, so Jasmine Ouschan,
Just
this
showed
8-ball.
like a different side of Jasmine.
Yeah, because
Really.
we see her so strong and,
Right.
and focused and dancing with a smile on her face. I was like, what? Who is that person?
I know. It's really cool. And
It was.
she shows a lot of like a multi-talented.
Yeah.
She's multi-talented and also like obviously she's athletic, but then you know it came out through her dancing too. Like
Yeah.
she can.
She was graceful.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a good look at both of our competitors here. One of these ladies will make it into the final 4 of the World Championships. Who will it be?
Yeah. Jasmine is no stranger. It's the going deep into the events, but Christina has been really making some shock waves lately, and her game's really picked up a lot. So not
Yeah.
surprised to see her this late
No, of
in
course
the tournament
not.
now. So she's a threat to really win any event, I think.
She's been really making such a solid showing on the WPBA Women's Tour. And she's making it into the finals or very deep into almost every event last season. She had 3 final appearances. Just scratching at the door, not quite getting there, but
Yeah.
she's so close.
No, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta like cat knock. You just gotta kick the door in.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's that little final edge that you gotta like get over, and then you're ready to like steamroll.
I think they're waiting for
Not sure
timekeeper
what's-
to fix. I don't know what's going
Okay,
on.
we're missing a. Yeah, I think he's coming back.
The official
I
timekeeper,
see one
something has
official.
happened.
Is this the guy?
It is. That's my husband, Mika.
All right. Good, good. Was he there earlier?
He's been here all week.
No. I mean, for the timekeeping.
Yes, I'm curious. I'm wondering if something's happened with maybe the Wi-Fi or who knows.
Yeah.
So
Well, the
I'm
weather.
sure
It's like raining cats and dogs
it
outside.
is. It is. So we'll see. Hopefully, things will
Hopefully
be
it doesn't
fine.
affect the venue. I know there was some problems in Vegas back in the day at the Rio when it started raining outside, and then there was some leakage, some
They have buckets
other
on all the
events.
pool tables.
It was terrible. Yeah, it was just unfortunate, but
I don't think that's the problem right now, but I really am not sure what we're waiting on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get some clarification.
Jasmine's eager to continue. Yeah. I'm not sure there's a good reason for this. Oh, earlier. Malfunction on the bridge? Okay.
All right, so we're waiting to see what's going on. There's some malfunction with the bridge, and then they're asking for another bridge to be brought to the table.
Oh, so then maybe that was the reason she missed the shot. Christina.
And if the bridge
That
had
would
fell
be-
off or what's
yeah,
going on.
maybe.
Jasmine's trying to stay loose at the moment, which I don't blame her. Trying to get things figured out. And they will. I'm sure it'll be not a problem. It's just unfortunate for Jasmine to be in a rhythm and then have something random like this happen. All right, so I think they're going to try to bring this back around. Sorry, folks, for those of you guys at home, I think Jasmine's just trying to stay comfortable, stay loose, stay positive.
Okay, we got a new bridge.
Okay, got that taken care of.
Another good reason to maybe have your own bridge.
All right, here comes another bridge.
That's a better bridge. Actually, that's a better bridge.
There we go.
I like that.
All right, so
Jasmine gave it a little smirk too.
the Olhausen family sitting at the top of your screen. Well, they're not Olhausen family, Dan Bourget. And his the creator of this table, the gentleman with the black hat and the yellow print. That's Kenny. He was the creator of this Tournament Pro Series table.
Very good break from Jasmine, by the way. Solid cue ball. She made that
Curious.
all in the side pocket again.
Yeah, curious about the 9 ball there. Bottom view, bottom of the table, right next to the 4. As soon as the referee moves, we'll get a better look at that.
Yeah. Using the Tom rack, and then sometimes, of course, the rack area gets a little trafficy, but they can. The referees are doing a good job, keeping the ball placement intact. Yeah, but you're right. That 4-9 situation has to be addressed pretty quick if you're going for stripes. I mean, either way.
The 8 ball still, if you don't take solids, the 8 ball has to be reckoned with as well.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. I mean, maybe you could play the 50 and then go into the cluster and hope it solves all the problems.
Solves
it's a
all
lot
the things.
Yeah, it's a lot to hope for. I'm sure Jasmine has some kind of game plan here.
Well, deciding to.
But if you're a
step
straight ball
1.
player, you see these kind of patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what she's doing. She's gonna have to put some power into this. Solve 2 problems at once, maybe.
It does look as though she's looking at that, like the path of the 3, if it would knock out the 9.
Yeah, either after the rail or, you know, I'm not sure. Maybe send the 1 into there and see. She tried to grace with the 1,
And
but
the
it.
1 would have opened up the 9.
Yeah, that's
And
what she
left,
tried.
yeah, open up the 8 as well. Yeah,
It was
well,
a-
it was a good effort.
It was an idea, and because then, you know, she opened up the 8 too, so it's good, like good effort in a way, but didn't turn out that good. Now she's gonna have to probably, I don't know, play safe. Maybe just make the 1, glance off the, you know, open up the 9 and just make the 1 and leave the cue ball in the corner. I feel like Kristina wouldn't have really good shots from there. maybe you can get even close to the 12 ball if you knock the 1 in just really. But yeah, that's a tall order. I feel like just leave it in the corner is good.
With the flush pockets, though, that 4 ball is not as difficult if it goes in the side pocket
That's
as it
true.
would be.
That's true. I'm wondering if the 4 goes in the side or not. But if it doesn't, it would have been a good save.
So Jasmine having to make a decision here. They are on a shot clock.
She's going all in then.
She might have the opportunity to play the safety from here. And the 12 might bounce up and block the 4, so we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we're digging
Maybe
at this
she
rack.
can make the 12 and go like to, you know, obviously it's not calling anything. And then maybe she can get near the cluster and not leave Christina with anything. Like just nudge yourself close to the 9. I mean, that's not bad.
No, not terrible.
I feel like she wanted the cue ball to travel just a little more. Now, technically, Christina has a shot on the 4 in the left corner, and she may be forced to really go for it. So I don't see any good safeties here.
Yeah, not a lot of great safeties, especially with the 12 in the pretty close to the pocket there.
Yeah.
At best, thinning it on the right side and taking it 2 rails under the 5 maybe, but ooh,
Yeah,
that's a lot of movement.
Tall order.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of movement.
I think it's almost just, you might as well just risk reward by pocketing the 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's forced to go for it, really.
Oh,
she sees something else here. She's going for the safety, and then I guess, you know what? It's okay. Leave the cluster.
Oh.
And that's not a bad result. That's a really good result, actually, from there. Because Jasmine still has the cluster, you know, deal with. But if she can make this diagonal cut, and she can make the 12 and go into the cluster, but still nothing's guaranteed.
She's calling the 13 in this lower left-hand corner pocket. This is another one of those situations where the flush pockets makes life so much easier.
Look at that. That was a pretty clean cut. But again, you know, she still has to deal with the 9. I mean, it goes in the side, but that's, again, you have to be really precise with your position there. Not a lot of room for error.
Well, she does have the 9 up table and in either corner.
Yeah, she's playing the side pocket
Yeah,
here,
she's
and that's a
definitely-
pretty good position, actually. She's off the rail. But still, you know, the cut on these side pockets are not super generous. I've seen some players miss some shots in the side.
Yeah.
But I like the way these pockets are cut, actually.
Tables play well. I will have to say, for a first generation table, there's not a lot of complaints. It
Right.
plays very well. They've taken all of the best things and tried to bring them all into one table. Very well done.
Yeah, that was a good out from Jasmine.
All right,
That
Jasmine
diagonal
Ouschan,
caught.
3-1 over KZ.
And it's still race to 8, correct?
It is race to 8, yep. It was race to 7 throughout the entirety of the tournament. Then when we got to stage 2 and the final 16, increased the race to 8. Right, Kristina Zlateva to break. Let's try to hold serve as best as possible here.
Yeah, it's important to stay in the game here, you know.
Does make a ball in the side pocket. 10 ball's a little strange here. Do you think the 11 goes past the 2? I think it does.
I think it does. And the 10 ball probably goes in the same pocket. Also, just not a lot of like great positional value. You have to figure out the 10 ball pretty quick if you're gonna go for
Maybe it goes
strikes.
right now.
Yeah, while it's, you know, still open, you can use solid for a combination. That would be smart. See the action she puts on the cue ball. So the 11 goes, and there was no reason to do anything extra with the cue ball there. It's good. Smart play. But you do want to get to this 11 pretty quick. Maybe she can play 15, 13, and then 11. And use the 14-9 as, you know, last positionals for the 8. Because I don't like that. I don't like to leave the 11 last. You know, if it gets funny.
Yeah, and it's under the 8 ball on the table, and I think a lot of times that's when things can get really in a bad way.
Not sure if she has enough angle on this 13 to get to 11, or is she going to deal with 11 later? I don't know. Find out. I guess she's going to deal with it later.
It looks as though she's going to be leaving that 11 for last.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see right now.
Yeah, because I think the 9's on the other side of the side pocket from the 11, so it makes you wonder.
Yeah. I'm just not a big fan of leaving the 11 last, but yeah, let's see how she manages this position. You know, is she coming around or playing inside English? It's a little, you have to be careful with this, and that's not good. I think she should have just went around, because now with the top spin, the cue ball just kind of just froze. It was still want to go forward, and now she's gonna send the cue ball loose. It's gonna go into the 4, and yeah.
Ooh,
good effort. Still, you know, work to do with the 8.
And if the 8 doesn't go past the 5 in the side, which I don't know that it does.
I know, it's
think
no
she's-
way.
Yeah, I think she's going to have to go up table with this 8 ball.
Yep. Just focus on making the 8. You know, there's nothing, you know, it's kind of a do or die at this point. That's,
Wow, I thought she made it.
oh my God, yeah.
It
Well,
looked
you know,
so good when it first came
it
off
did look
the cue.
good, and
Oh,
yeah, I thought she was gonna play a little bit slower pace on the 8, make the pocket bigger. But anyway, I don't know. Like I said earlier, just don't like leaving the 11 last.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
yep, always do what Mika says.
It can always get tricky when you're like, you know, go into balls. Just
Yeah, and now it's just a matter of getting from one ball to the next.
yeah, well, this,
Close out
you
this
know,
rack.
all the traffic is gone, so now you just connect the dots. I don't think there's any reason to go for the 5. Play the 5 inside. What do you think? 5, 2, 3, 1, 6. Or
6, 3, 1, 2, 8.
6, 1, 2, 3. It's all good. You know,
Yeah.
this is pretty. She's, you know. Ah. She does see my pattern. I like it. Slow roll this one.
Well, Jasmine has multiple European 8-ball championships under her belt, so she's a very comfortable 8-ball player.
Yeah, and she also has a good straight ball background. I'm sure she's won a few European straight ball championships as well.
I'm not sure if there's much of anything in Europe that Jasmine hasn't won.
Yeah.
She has lots of
Good point.
titles under her belt. Looking for another world championship this year. She told me herself. 4-1, Jasmine Ouschan over this layer, Kristina Zlateva.
Yeah, Christina's taking a timeout.
All right, so Kristina's
think it's
taking her break.
It's good, maybe a good time to do that. Just recompose yourself. But it is Jasmine's break,
Yes.
and you know,
There is no established rule on that. How do you feel about that? What do you think about that? Do you think a player should be allowed to take a break on your break?
well, you know, you know, you just, as long as you're consistent with the rules, and
Yeah.
if you keep this, like, you can take a break between racks.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing to do it.
Yep.
But I mean, I like that better than, you know, you can take a break at any point in the match. So like in the middle of a rack,
Yeah,
it can
no,
get
no,
a little
no.
bit
Yeah.
more weird. So this
I don't
is
think you should ever personally take a break in the middle of a
when
rack
it's,
anyway.
when it's alternating breaks, I feel like this is okay.
Okay, gotcha.
If it was winner breaks, it would be weird if you can just break the rhythm and take a break before the other person's, you know, continuing like break and run. So that would be weird.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, so Dan Borzay from Olhausen has stopped in to say hello in the booth. He's checking out the stream. Oh, your okay, so
Wanna-
his
wanna
family's
say
watching at home. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to let Dan in the booth. How you doing, Dan?
Doing great. This is an awesome tournament, just a nail biter.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for all the things. You've done a wonderful job bringing this tournament to life.
We're happy to do it. It's a really great thing. We're enjoying it a lot. And other than the nail biting part, watching my players.
I was going to say, Kristina Zlateva is the last Olhausen sponsored player in the final 8. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel really good that she's in there, and she's a fierce competitor, but she kills me hanging that 8 ball there. So not going to lie about that.
Giving you
she laughs because I always say, it's my table. And she's like, no, I just shot it bad. So she's really kind.
She is very kind. Yeah. And you know what? We thank you for bringing us a fantastic product to this event. And debuting those tournament Pro Series tables at our World Championships. So we're super grateful, and they're beautiful tables.
Thank you for that. We're really proud of them. I feel like they're playing really well, and they look great. And we've got nothing but really good positive response from everyone. We just raffled one off for the WPA, and we got $10,000 for a 7-footer, so that's really good. We're really happy about that. So that was a great response from the fans on wanting that table.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, have you guys sold all of these tables? I know that you guys were putting it out there that they were sold. Are there
all the
any?
7-footers are gone. We have 9-footers available still.
Okay, so there you go, guys. If you're looking for a 9-foot tournament Pro Series, these particular tables, who do they get a hold of?
They can just go to olhausenbilliards.com and go to the info line and ask that, or they can find me.
Okay, find Dan Borzay. He can make it happen for you. All right, guys.
Great.
It looks like we're waiting for the players to get back around. Dan, say hi to all the special people that you want to say hi to.
Just want to give a big shout out to Jay Peachauer and crew and the whole family. They're great people, and they've done a great job putting on this tournament. Great partners together, and love that family, and they're in it for the right reasons. And we're both American-made, family-oriented companies, and so love to see this thing going on. Dean, WPBA, and Jerry, they're all doing a really great job, and of course you folks up here in the booth, doing a great job. Mika, it was nice meeting you last night. The hot pot dinner was good. You were an expert cook, I'll say that. All right, I'm going to slide back down there. Thank you all for letting me squeeze in here for a minute.
Absolutely. We're going to get back to the match, guys. All right, so thanks to Dan Borzay for stopping in and saying hello to everyone at home on the stream. Jasmine, Ouschan to break. The score is currently 4-1 over Kristina Zlateva.
Jasmine's successful on the break. She made 2 stripes, and then this is like wide open layout here, so big favorite to go up 5-1 and even more commanding lead. I mean, you could even, you could still take solids, but the 7 is a little tricky, so if you don't address that problem right away, you're just better off doing stripes.
Yeah, I mean, I think just it's a natural, right? Do you shoot the 10 first and just kind of get the ball started?
Yeah, I feel like 10's the shot, And it's kind of natural angle. You could stun the 10 in and then go for the 14. And then maybe 15, 9, 13. Just see how this first shot turns out, But it's a long shot, but position's, automatic, so.
Her break is really coming in at this point. She's taking her extension.
She's still considering, maybe she's just the long shot kind of.
The long starting shot.
If she takes solids, I feel like she could take the 5 and just go into the 50 and then open up the 7. That's an option, but otherwise just take this long shot on the 10. I don't think it's going to present a lot of challenge for her.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
I do think the kiss off the 13 might have gotten Jasmine to fall flat on the 14.
It looks fairly straight, but when you're that close to it, you can really cheat the pocket.
Looks like she'll go 1 rail back up.
Yeah, she might
Well
leave
played.
the 15 last, and it's not not terrible. Maybe you can even go into the 8 here and get it closer to the 15. I don't know if she wants to move the 8.
So she's taking just a couple extra seconds there. She has already used her extension in this rack.
Okay. Now moving the 8. Is there enough angle on the 15? Looks like she's kind of free stroking now.
Well, she's got a fairly solid lead in this match.
She caught that a little fat, actually, like came out with a little bit more angle than she wanted. So the cue ball's going to travel here. But if she can slow roll this in, I feel like she can maintain position for the 8 in the same pocket as the 9.
All right, well done.
Yeah, perfect. Solid.
Rack 5 or rack 6.
Another break and run.
Coming up. So 5-1 over this layer. This is a race to 8.
It's like Jasmine's having an early dinner reservation to catch.
I was gonna say she's like a runaway train.
Christina's gonna have to respond somehow, get to the, maybe get a ball and break and get a break and run in, just to kind of just make a statement that I'm still here, and hope. She needs to really hope some mistakes from Jasmine, because if Jasmine keeps breaking like this, I mean.
Well, the ultimate break format doesn't lend itself, but we see quite often in a lot of our events that we produce with the WPBA, we do actually see quite often at this point in the match sometimes these crazy like momentum shifts. It's 5-1, 4-1, 5-1, and next thing you know, it's 5-5. You know, so you just never know.
You never know.
Even though with a alternate break, you don't think it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah,
but
well, you got to keep the faith, right?
If you're the gun,
if you're the one trailing, you just. But this is not good. That's a dry break. And Jasmine's like kind of steamrolling here, and this really gives her an opportunity to possibly go up 6-1. She might be forced to take the stripes here, unless she can cut the 3 in. Not sure if. Yeah, the 2 is tricky. Well, she play the 2 on the side. I sort of still like the stripes better. But yeah, getting, it. Okay, she's gonna take the solids. Like the 12 goes into the corner. If she wanted to take this 12 like right away, but she doesn't like it.
It does go in the corner?
Yeah, but it's, she's set on the solids and she undercut that.
All right, so that's
it's a little bit shocking.
Yeah, but it's necessary for Christina.
Yeah, this is what she needed.
These were the kind of things that we
dry
were speaking
break,
of.
and then that get right back to the table. I think Jasmine's kind of surprised that didn't go in. But she caught it a little fat, and then hung it.
So the 6 ball on the side. that's her next shot. Don't know, do we go from the 5? Do we go to the 4? Does the 7 pass the 4? I believe the 7 passes the 4. 7 also
Yeah, you could
goes
play
on the
the 7 in the
side.
side or the long corner. But you have to get to the 2 ball as soon as possible.
Okay, so the 2's the ball. Okay.
Okay, where's the cue ball now? Okay. Not perfect, but you can address the 2. You're kind of forced to address the 2 ball from here. But it could get a little funny because you're going into the 2 and that's going into the 8. She has to take the 4 here.
All right, so.
Okay, well that's trouble, you know.
That did not make that 2 better.
Yeah, no, I feel like she should have just played it with a little topspin and hit it a little harder. Because now she's just well, does she see the? I mean, you could play the 1 in the corner now and have an angle on the 7 to get to the 2. Yeah, that's what she saw. But it's really, I'm not sure that the position on the 2 is still, it's so tricky. There's not a lot of margin of error here. She's gonna have to go thread the needle here. Maybe bump into the 10. Or just.
Oh, she might have
play
got there,
speed.
Mika.
That was pretty good speed, actually. And the question is that how is she gonna get to the 8? Yeah, she might have to just slide down and play the 8 in the corner. Very tricky. That's nice little stroke there, but still not like not amazing. Not amazing position, but you know, I feel like she's got to take it to the right corner, and then this time maybe a little bit more like pocket speed. But you gotta like hold. I mean, you gotta watch out for the cue ball. It's trekking towards the side, so you put a little bit action on the cue ball here. So that makes it all the more difficult. Side pocket's kind of big there, and she's overcut it. It's the second 8 ball that she's missed, and that's really gonna probably cost her.
Honestly, potentially the match, right? Because it's Jasmine's break again next.
Yeah, I mean. 2 8 balls, it's a big swing. It could be 3-3, but it's 5-1. Let's see how she addresses the 12-9.
Well, and the 13-15 really. I mean, they're just a hair out of line one way or the other, and those balls are not fun.
Yeah. I feel like you can like play the 11 and then play the 50 and then try to get to the, you know, the other stripes there. The 9 and 12. Yeah, I think she sees that. Just float this in and let the cue ball travel naturally across the table. and you could leave the 14 there for later positional value. I think this is very smart play here. Although she landed a little short, but does the 9 go in the side?
I feel as though it does. I mean, it's a half
But
a
then
diamond outside
you still
of
have
the
to work
pocket.
with the 12.
Yeah, but if you can roll this in the side, I actually think. Oh yeah, the 12, duh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's a little funny.
yeah. Not sure how I feel about this any longer.
Right, it's just landed short. She was trying to get a little further down, and then I'm not sure what she's going to do with the 12.
Play the 9 with some pace and try to bump it out of there.
No, she's going to trust that she gets position to it later.
Okay. Well,
How does-
that's whoa.
Oh.
Well,
Well, that kind of worked out, actually. Now she can just stun this in, get to the middle of the table, and then go, 3 rails around and play the 14 and 12 in the same corner. But it's still tricky. It's a lot of work. But it's sort of a natural. You see the path. Okay, well, it's going to be tracking that same position that it's in now. It's going to come out 2 rails and crossing that position. She's going the bottom rail. Okay, that's not bad. That's
I mean, underneath
nicely
it.
done.
That was well played.
Really nicely done.
I like that.
That's
2
your-
rails
yeah,
underneath.
that's
3
even
rails
better.
actually.
Yeah, you're approaching the position instead of going away from it. Well done. That one in the heart of the pocket. She's showing a lot of confidence here.
All right, 6-1 in favor of Jasmine Ouschan over Kristina Zlateva. What do we got going on the other table? What's the score line for that? Can we maybe hop that up for us? See what I got. Any help in the production booth? Sorry, guys. We got multiple people doing multiple things right now. We've got
Looks like it's 3-3 on the other side.
Is that what we got? You can see. Oh, you can see the board, the scorekeeper.
board, yeah.
Good call, Mika. So it looks
Yeah.
like Wei Su Chen. No, we got Bean Hung and Amber Chen playing over there.
Yeah.
3-3. Wei played in the last round. Had a good defeat, or should be on Cheska Centeno to
Okay.
get to the final 4.
Okay.
Good win for Wei Wei.
Yeah.
But Amber Chen and Bean Hung are currently 3-3. One of these ladies is going to make it to the final 4 here at the ONEIDA World 8-Ball Championship. This is a WPA sanctioned event produced by the WPBA, the Women's Professional Billiards Association. All the live stream production is done by X-Pool. All right, Jasmine Ouschan to break. Jasmine is a Predator-sponsored player. She's got the pink BK Rush. Break you.
Yeah. And she's very successful on the breaks. It's not good news for Christina.
It is not. Jasmine keeps up at the pace she has been.
It all started with that weird shot on the bridge early in the
Yeah.
match.
Yeah. It was like, ever since then, there's just nothing.
Nothing going Christina's
Yeah,
way.
it's like the universe changed mojo or something for her. Never know. We'll see what happens. It would not be uncommon. We have seen numerous times over the years, and I'm sure you can attest to this as well, Mika, that you're never out. Not completely. Crazy things do happen.
Yeah. Pool is a peculiar game or sport. She overran the cue ball here, a little bit here, but the way she's been hitting the ball, I don't think it's going to present too much of a challenge for her. She could just nail this 3 ball in and maybe go into the 10, just nudge the 10 and get, 4 or 6 to the side pocket.
Yep, absolutely.
Or she can just hold it.
Yeah, and she does have the 7 available to her if she needs.
Yeah. She's so confident right now. Yep.
Yeah, having a 5-game lead in a race to 8 does tend to lend itself to confidence.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I mean, Jasmine's a very confident player anyway.
Yeah, she didn't need the extra boost.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I would agree with that. She's a solid player and a world champion, multiple-time world champion. So I know she's very determined. She's looking to put another world championship in her trophy room.
And it's fair to say that she's one of the legends already in the women's.
Have you ever seen Jasmine's YouTube channel?
I have, yeah.
She's very funny.
She's very cool, yeah.
Very funny. She's easy to listen to. She gives you a lot of useful information. If you haven't checked it out, you can go to Jasmine Ouschan Official YouTube page. A lot of great content on there. Give her a subscription, give her a like, give her a follow, whatever it may be. Very interesting. And it's funny because as stern and as focused as she is when she's playing pool, she's very lighthearted and witty in her YouTube.
That's cool, yeah.
Very, very much. Very easy to relate to with Jasmine. She is.
It's nice.
There you have it. This 8 ball to get on the hill.
Yeah, this has been a dominating performance so far from Jasmine. She's
I'm going to take a second, too, to
wrong.
say... Yeah, I want to take a second, too, to say congratulations to you. You've got one of your photos painted and put on the walls in Amsterdam Billiard Club in New York City.
Yeah, thank you.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was quite an honor. I mean, I'm really thankful, and it's a good spot when as soon as you walk in, you can't miss it. So it's a nice painting by Tom Hibbert. He actually painted it like 25 years ago, and it's been sitting in his storage space. And
oh gosh,
I think he just posted it recently, like something like just randomly, and then Greg Hunt, the owner of Amsterdam Billiards, like, okay, listen, I need to get this one.
Yeah.
And so he acquired it, and we made it a nice big event. There was an official unveiling of the portrait.
Yeah, it was fun. I watched it
nice,
online.
Yeah.
It was
My
cool.
mom was there. She extended her trip. She was visiting New York, and when she found out the unveiling was going to happen at that date, she extended her, return. And
That's awesome.
It was nice that she was able to be there, witness.
Well, congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you.
All right, so Kristina's Zlateva to break. Needing to get something started. She does pocket the ball in the side pocket.
Yeah. It's going to be a long battle to if she decides to claw her way back in the game, and then she's gonna have to play perfect, and she's gonna need some dry breaks or some mistakes from Jasmine. So it's just a tricky part of alternate breaks.
Yeah, you need a little fortune, a little skill along the way, right? When you're down in an alternate break format, but we'll see if Kristina can get something
you need to keep
started.
the faith still,
Yep.
Like you said, it's not over.
Gotta stay positive and keep working through the routines.
A nice long shot. at this point, you can't really worry about anything. You just gotta go with the flow and just like, listen, let me just play my part and see what I can do and try to catch some kind of flow.
We're a little off on that one. I think.
Tidy up the numbers a little bit, you know.
I think she fell a little off angle on every ball in that particular shot
I felt
before.
like maybe she could have drawn it like a little stronger and then come out 2 rails and play the 2 into the right hand pocket as we're looking at the table here. But I guess 7 in the side. She's gonna go into traffic here. Bump the 6. That was fairly nicely done.
What do you do from here? You can play the 1 leading to the 2, then trying to get back to the window of the 5, but that's so difficult. A lot of movement there. I don't know if she can play the 5 and get back across table for the 6 in the same pocket.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of movement no matter what.
Yeah, either way she goes.
I feel like maybe the 1, 2, and then the 5, and then 6.
Just gonna have to maybe try to catch the window there between the 14, 10 for that 5.
Yeah. I think that's what she's looking at now. That's a good angle. Still tricky from the 5 to the 6. You have to be careful with the 11. Unless you can just like roll it in soft.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to get the weird angle where you could possibly bump the 9 either, because that could push it down in front of the 6.
No, I think she's okay here. She can slow roll this one.
She's close enough to it. 11 doesn't become a big factor.
Little drag here. The 9's a little funny here. Just gonna have to avoid it.
All right, and the comeback has begun.
Yeah.
There we go. Step 1.
1 rack at a time.
That's right. Nothing easy about this one, but one thing I can tell you about this layer, she's a super tough individual. She's very talented, and she believes in herself, and if anyone can do it, I believe that she can. All right, there you go. The other match on feature number 2, table 2. Amber Chen, currently 4-4 with Bean Hung from Australia. So lots of good action still happening on the evening. These are the last 2 tables of the night. We'll be back tomorrow for the semifinals and finals.
Yes, indeed.
This is a great look at both competitors trying to maintain focus. Jasmine, she is seriously focused.
She's so, yeah.
The eye of the tiger.
She knows she can close it out. You know, she's on the hill and she can make a ball and a break. Can't keep doing what she's doing. It's gonna be hard to fade.
Absolutely.
So far, she's been really successful on the break. So
Look at both players there. We're going to go back to the break. Jasmine, Ouschan. Head ball breaking just a little bit more straight across from the head ball. Christina was just a little off. See the difference in their breaks. Jasmine misses both of those
we have a dry
balls.
break. This is just an opportunity that Christina could be praying for. One rack, one ball at a time, one rack at a time. I think that was the first dry break from Jasmine. Looks like Christina's going to be forced to take the stripes here. Started with the 13 inside.
All right, so she can just, yeah, that was a great shot. She just rolled that ball in. All right, in the line nicely of the 15.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly where you go from here, though. I don't think the 9 passes.
Yeah, the 9 doesn't pass, but the 11 goes.
Okay.
Just it's a little tricky still. Yeah, I mean,
A little bit of work left to do here.
there's a lot of work.
Tracking over. I like this. Tracking to the 14.
Yeah, it'd be nice if she could get to the 11 somehow. It goes in the same corner up table as the 12, but kind of it's tricky.
I think it does. It might even go in this bottom right-hand
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, if it does, and then she would have to do that now.
Yeah.
That would be a good option because then it clears.
Yep.
It clears the table. That's a smart play. Perfect. It's got a good pattern here.
I'm guessing she's going to leave the 9 for last. Play the 12 to the 10. 10 to the 9.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that play.
Nice pattern.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Perfect.
Right, so it looks like Amber Chen has taken the lead 5-4 over Bean Hung on table number 2. Right. A lot of confidence in that shot from this layer.
Yeah, a little closer to the rail than she wanted to, but still, you just roll this ball in, no problem.
There you go, another opportunity for Christina.
Yeah.
Inching her way back into this match.
Yeah, she can tidy up the numbers a little bit here if she gets a nice break here, you know, possibly, you know, narrow the margin to 4-7.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's basically back in the game, you know, mentally. And then see how Jasmine can reply to that. But it's still, you know, it's a long way to go.
Long way.
Well, she's got to keep the faith.
All right, so Christina, this is her break, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kristina breaks on evens. Using the Taum max rack, 8-ball template. Seems to be working pretty well.
Kristina Zlateva to break. So she got the ball on the side.
Yes.
Pretty decent layout here.
Nice layout here. Yeah, indeed. I like the stripes are good.
Quick overhead view from our Olhausen overhead camera.
Yeah. Nice graphics. Now I'm thinking, like, do you want to get rid of 13 pretty quick, or it's another thing, like leaving that for later could present some problems. But maybe give and take, you know, access from the 13 to the 8 is not terrible. There's a lot of, you know, room near it, so there's not, you know, not any immediate balls near it. So
I think the 12 goes on the side. I think this is the time to try to get on that ball, because if by mistake she can't quite get there, she would leave herself another shot.
She landed a little short on this.
She did.
So that could present a little problem here.
Yeah, she knows that she
wanted to get straighter on this and then play the 15 and then 13 last, but I don't know if she has to change that pattern. I feel like she could just really slow roll this in the side. Watch out. Yeah, this is tricky.
All right, so either ball looks like she's going to be queuing over something.
Yeah.
What do you shoot?
I mean, I actually like the long corner here.
Okay.
It's guaranteed position. I mean, you know, if you play this shot, you're going into traffic. I just don't like it.
Yeah, either way, you're queuing over something.
Yeah.
So I guess it's.
Well, she's calling the bank. That's pretty gutsy. All right. Well, she's not over the ball for the bank. Yeah, but that's always going to be tough.
All right, so this is opportunity for Jasmine to close out this match.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee yourself a spot in the semifinals.
Yeah, that's just one positional error. She landed short on the ball for the side pocket and went to near the 8 and got into trouble. So it's a pity. You know, she looked like she was kind of clawing her way back into the game.
Yeah, she was. Would you say in those situations there to be mentally aware of, you know, sometimes it's better to overhit a ball than to underhit a ball in those situations? So overhitting that shot, you're still going to have a shot on the 15 or the 13.
Yeah.
But underhitting it makes you bad in a bunch of different ways.
Right.
So. I always try to think about that in these situations. I'm like, okay, am I better to overhit this or underhit this, you know, if there's a question.
Yeah.
In that situation, I think she would have been better off to overhit the 10 ball, getting that ball in the side pocket.
Yeah, Jasmine's gonna, you know, she looks like she's gonna take care of business here, you know. It's just when things start to look a little favorable for Christina. Maybe 1-7. 1-7-4-2.
And she's striking the ball with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, totally. Perfect position. And that's all she wrote.
Okay, so she can send this ball over. She can one rail it back out.
I like one railing
Just
it.
that, yeah, it allows you just to not decelerate.
flow.
No, yeah, no mistakes. You know, just kind of let it happen. In this 8 ball, ladies and gentlemen, to get into the quarterfinals of the ONEIDA Women's World 8 Ball Championships.
Yeah.
Here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Well played from Jasmine.
Yeah.
She's pumped. And
Right, so Jasmine's pretty
For a good reason.
excited. Absolutely.
yeah, she's pumped. Yeah. That was a great match from her. Christina didn't get on her A game this time.
No.
But yeah, good effort. She's a threat these days.
All right, so
But it's been a pleasure.
yeah, thank
working
you,
with you.
Mika, for jumping in the booth with me. I always
Yeah.
appreciate you when you come around.
Yeah, maybe I'll do some more tomorrow.
Okay.
Final day.
Yeah, we've got a couple matches
I'll
to
be
do
around.
tomorrow. Let us know, right?
Yeah, you let me
Just
know.
Hanging out, right?
Yeah, give me the matchups and we'll
Alright.
just
All right, we'll
take some
discuss
picks.
it.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Thank
So
you.
thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and I've got Mika Immonen in here in the booth with us. You are watching the ONEIDA WPA Women's World 8 Ball Championships here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Thank you to JP Chower Custom Cues, as well as Olhausen, and of course ONEIDA Casino and Hotel. This is it for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it to the quarterfinals of this event. We'll see you tomorrow, I believe is it a noon start time tomorrow? So we'll be
Yeah.
back at noon Central Time Zone.
All right.
All right.
Folks, good night.
Have a great night.